ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ today is by Satguru Ramdas Sahib Ji Maharaj on Ang 800 Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj in Bilaval RAAG। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਰਾਗ ਬਿਲਾਵਲ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਚੌਥਾ। ਪੜਤਾਲ ਘਰ 13ਵਾਂ। ਬੋਲੋ ਭਈਆ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਪਤਿਤ ਪਾਵਨੋ। ਹਰ ਸੰਤ ਭਗਤ ਤਾਰਨੋ। ਬੋਲੋ ਭਈਆ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਪਤਿਤ ਪਾਵਨੋ। ਹਾਰੇ ਸੰਤ ਭਗਤ ਤਾਰਨੋ। ਹਾਰੇ ਭਾਰੇ ਪੁਰੇ ਰਹਿਆ ਜਲ ਥਲੇ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ। ਨਿਤ ਗਾਈਐ ਹਾਰੇ ਦੁਖ ਬਿਸਾਰਨੋ। ਰਹਾਉ ਹਾਰੇ ਕੀਆ ਹੈ ਸਫਲ ਜਨਮ ਹਮਾਰਾ। ਹਾਰੇ ਜਪਿਆ ਹਾਰੇ ਦੁਖ ਬਿਸਾਰਨ ਹਾਰਾ। ਗੁਰ ਭੇਟਿਆ ਹੈ ਮੁਕਤ ਦਾਤਾ। ਹਾਰੇ ਕੀ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਸਫਲ ਜਾਤਾ। ਮਿਲ ਸੰਗਤੀ ਗੁਣ ਗਾਵਨੋ। ਮਨ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਕਰ ਆਸਾ। ਭਾਉ ਦੂਜਾ ਬਿਨਸ ਬਿਨਾਸਾ। ਵਿੱਚ ਆਸਾ ਹੋਏ ਨਿਰਾਸੀ। ਸੋ ਜਨ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਹਰ ਪਾਸੀ। ਕੋਈ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਗੁਣ ਗਾਵਨੋ। ਜਾਨੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਿਸ ਪਾਗੇ ਲਾਵਨੋ। ਕੋਈ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਗੁਣ ਗਾਵਨੋ। ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਿਸ ਪਾਗੇ ਲਾਵਨੋ। Satguru Ramdas Sahib Ji Maharaj is blessing us today. Maharaj Ji begins their Shabad Ik Oankar Satgur Prasad, what is known as the Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan meaning the introductory supplication to Vaheguru. And it is said that when Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj was asked to summate the whole of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji's message in the amount of time it takes to sit upon the saddle of a horse, to mount a horse, Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, whilst mounting their horse, said Ik Oankar Satgur Prasad, and said that this is the whole essence of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. What is that essence? That there is only Ik, there is only one. And that one is Oankar. That one, its light is shining amongst all. It is the one whose light, whose radiance is in every single part of the creation. And that one is eternal, Sat. And the way of joining with that eternal truth, of the way of joining and feeling that eternal radiance, is through the prasad, the grace of the Guru. Satguru Ramdas Ji begins the Shabad Raag Bilaval. In the Bilaval Raag, Mahalla Chautha Sri Guru Ramdas Partaal. Partaal means that this Shabad can be sung in various different tals, various different beats of the tabla. And I would suggest today to listen to this Shabad, Kirtan of this Shabad in the original Partaal if you can find it. Because Partaal is a very beautiful way of singing a Shabad where specific emphasis is laid on the tal for one tuk, for one line, on the beat of one line, then it changes for the next line of the Shabad. And it's a truly beautiful experience within classical Gurmat Sangeet. And it's an experience which we don't readily find in our Gurdwaras now, but which used to be part of our Gurmat Sangeet tradition. So I would strongly encourage the Sangat to try and listen to this Shabad if you can find it via whatever means you have, the internet or whatever else you can, to try and hear the Shabad in the original PARTAAL way, Kar 13, and in the 13th house, Satguru Ramdas Ji saying of beat and rhythm. Maharaj Ji begins this Shabad by calling us brothers. Bol ho Paiya Ram Naam, O my brothers, O my siblings. And as translation, we would translate this as brothers and sisters. O my siblings, Bol ho, speak Ram Naam. Speak the name of God. Chant the name of God. Chant the Guru's mantra, what he has blessed you with. And we may ask, Satguru Ji, if we chant the name of God, what will happen? Patit Pavano. Satguru Ramdas Sahib Ji Maharaj says, Patit Pavano. Those people who have fallen down, Patit literally means those who have fallen. Those who the world says have fallen, or the world says are sinners. Maharaj Ji says, when they chant the name of God, Pavano, they become purified. Chant the name of God, just like water always washes away dirt. Just like water is always pure, and anything which touches, which contacts water becomes pure by contact with that purity of the water. In the same way, the name of God is always pure, and anyone who contacts the name of God, anyone who meditates upon the name of God, anyone who comes into contact, anyone who comes into touch, anyone who feels that glory of God's name, they will be purified as well. Bolo Payam, Maharaj Guru Ramdas Ji says, speak Ram Naam Patit Pavno, the name of God which purifies even those people who have sinned. Har Sant Bhagda Tarno. Those people, when purified, they became saints, they become sants. Har Sant Bhagda Tarno, they become Bhagats, devotees, they become saints. And that Hari Tarno, Hari liberates them. Vaheguru Ji liberates them from the cycle of birth and death. Hare Parapure Rahya. And they experience that Hari, that Vaheguru is Parapure. Parapure means in every single part of this earth, this universe, this creation, everywhere. Vaheguru Ji is abiding in all. Vaheguru Ji is permeating through all. Jal Thale Ram Naam. Jal means water. Thal means land, Ram Naam, the name of God. This Naam, this power of God's name, is in the land, in the water, everywhere you go. This Shabad is beginning saying to us, speak the name of God, your sins will be washed away. Speak the name of God. He is the one who saves his devotees. Speak the name of God, you will see him permeating through all. Speak the name of God and you will feel the name of God permeating through the land and the water. Just like Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj says in Akal Ustad, Jale Hari, Thale Hari. God is in the water, God is in the land. And Guru Ramdas Ji comes to the Rahao line, Nit Gaiye. When should we say it? Nit. Guru Sahib Ji says every day. Har dukh bisarno. The name of God takes away your sins. The name of God liberates you. The name of God shows you God living in every single particle upon this creation. And Guru Ramdas Ji says, Dukh, pain, bisarno. Bisarno means the one which makes you forget, the one which takes away your pain. Rahao. Pause and think about this. Guru Ramdas Ji says, Nit means every day. If you sing every day, the name of God takes your pains away. Har kiya hai safal janam hamara. God has made my janam, my life. Hamara means mine. Safal, blessed, fruitful. Why? How has my life become fruitful? Har japya har duk bisar nahara. The day I started meditating, japya is connected to speaking. When I started chanting the name of God, Har Duk Bisar Hara, that Vaheguru who takes away all pains, that is how my life became blessed. But you may ask, how were you blessed with this understanding? Who was it who took you and placed you upon the path of God? Guru Ramdas says, Guru Petya hai Mukti Data. I have Petya because I met with Mukta Data, the giver of liberation. Who is the giver of liberation? Remember, just like we said, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj summated the whole of Guru Granth Sahib in Ek Oankar Satgur Prasad, that if you want to meet that eternal truth, that Akal Purkh, if you want to feel that radiance of God, it can only be done through the grace of the Guru. Guru Ramdas Ji says here, Gur Petya hai Mukta Data. I have met with the Mukta Data. Mukta Data means the giver of liberation. Who is the giver of liberation? The Guru, the perfect Guru. Har ki hamari safal jata. Meeting with the Guru, I was blessed with the Guru's mantra, the Vaheguru mantra. When I meditated with this Vaheguru mantra, then what happened? Har ki hamari safal jata. This journey, jata means journey of my life, has become safal. Safal means blessed. Safal means rewarding. Safal means fruitful. All of these words. Mil sangti gun gavano. And now I meet with the Sangat, I meet with the congregation, Gun Gavano, and I sing the praises of God. That is how to make your life worthwhile. We ask, how can we make this life safal? How can we make this life fruitful? Meet with the Guru. Meditate with the Sangat. Take the name of God upon your tongue. That is the way of living a beautiful life. Man Ram Naam Kar Asa. Oh my mind, put your hopes, asa, into Ram Naam, into the name of God. Instead of putting your hopes into anything else, put your hopes into the name of God. Pao duja binis binasa. When you start putting your hopes, and what does this mean, putting your hopes into the name of God? It means when pain comes, then take the support of God's name. When happiness comes, take the support of God's name. At every point in your life, use the Shabbat, implement the Shabbat. When you get up in the morning, bring the Shabbat upon your tongue. When you're in the shower, bring the Shabbat upon your tongue. When you're driving to work, bring the Shabbat upon your tongue. When you're sitting down in meditation, then bring the Shabbat upon your tongue. Manaram Namkar Asa, put your hopes into the Shabbat. Instead of putting your hopes into human beings and thinking that they will help you, put your hopes into the Guru's words. Pao duja binis binasa. When you put your hopes into God's name, then Pao Duja, this love of the world, love of duality, this Pao Duja literally means this love of duality, this inner struggle which is happening inside where there is attachment to Vaheguru but attachment to the world as well. That will binis binasa, that will totally be destroyed. All of you duality, all of these things which are ripping you up inside, if you put your hopes in God's name, then all of that stuff which is all of those worries inside, all of those things which are ripping you apart, all of that will completely be destroyed, leaving your inside completely peaceful. Vich asa hoye nirasi. In this world, which is full of asa, everybody putting their hopes into human beings, hoye nirasi. Don't put your hopes into human beings. To be nirasi in this part of the Shabbat, the Guruji is saying, put your hopes into God, not into the world. And if you live in such a way, so jan milya harpasi, this is the way of meeting with God. That jan, that humble being, milya, meets with God. Put your hopes into God and take your hopes out of the world. That is the way, that is the path. So Guruji is saying in this Shabbat, in this first parts of the Shabbat, meditate with your tongue upon God's name, it purifies sinners. Meditate with your tongue upon God's name. Meditate with your tongue upon God's name, it takes away sins. Meditate with your tongue upon God's name, it takes away your pain. Meet with the Guru, that is the way of being blessed with this gift. Meet with the Sangat, that is the way of singing these praises. And whilst you're meditating upon God's name, put your hopes in God's name. Take your hopes out of the world. And then Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj concludes the Shabad, Koi Ram Naam Gun Gavano. There is one amongst millions who meditates like this upon God. And then Guru Ramdas says, Jan Nanak tis pag lavano. Even Guru Ramdas Maharaj, Sodhi Sultan Padshah, King of Kings, spiritual King of Kings, says, O God, Jan Nanak tis pag lavano, please give me the blessing of lavano, of attaching me to the pag, to the feet of such a Sikh. Let me fall at the feet of such a Sikh who meditates upon God, who puts his or her hopes into God. Koi Ram Naam Gun Gavano, Jan Nanak tis pag lavano. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.